Hello everyone again. Today I would like to talk about one pretty cool technology I was introduced to recently, and it's called cloud gaming. And from the name of it, you can already guess that it's something connected with video games and remote devices, cloud or remote services. And it's basically what it is. The short definition states that it is a technology that allows users to play video games by streaming them from the remote servers. The game runs on a powerful cloud server, and the video and audio are streamed to the player device, utilizing all the cool benefits of our modern internet connection. The concept itself is as simple as it can get. Your own device is only responsible for capturing all the inputs from you. Those inputs like keystrokes, mouse movement, or in case if you're using a controller, button strokes are sent to the server. The server or remote machine is handling all the heavy lifting, you can say that, of that games are required. And as a response, you receive the stream, basically a video of your gameplay. But it's not just a video, it's completely interactive. So it makes the feeling that you're playing on your own device. It's almost hard to determine if you're using a cloud service or just a regular device. Like I mentioned, it's utilizing the internet connection, so it's really crucial that you have a stable and high-speed internet connection to use these cloud gaming services. And I want to emphasize on the word stable. I think it's even more important than high speed, because all this it can cause some problems during the gameplay, and I will touch this topic a little bit more further in the next slides. So what about the device requirements? Well, it's basically everything that can handle a basic video. If you are able to watch a YouTube video or with a decent quality, it means you won't have any problems with streaming your gameplay using cloud gaming services. It also means you can even use your mobile phone. There is some different requirements for operational systems, like some services won't support devices on Linux. Some of them won't support devices on macOS, but that's just the details. You can do a little research before choosing your cloud gaming service and determine what service you want to use. You can also use a controller. In some cases, it's even mandatory, especially if you're using services from the console games like PlayStation or Xbox. Some games are just impossible to play without on your mouse and keyboard. You just need to use a controller. Also, it is advised to use a controller if you want to play games on your mobile phone. It's just much more comfortable than using your touch screen. And like I mentioned, your internet connection is crucial in this case. Different services state that the baseline internet speed is 10 megabits per second to have at least baseline quality of 720p and 60 fps. And some of them say that 15 megabits is enough. I cannot cannot tell you if it's true or not. Even with my relatively mediocre internet speeds, I didn't have any problems related to the speed itself. Sometimes there were problems with the stability, and that caused the quality of the video was dropping, and sometimes I even got disconnected from the server. But that's minor issues in my opinion, because even if you get disconnected, you can reconnect because server connection remains open for at least 10 minutes, and you can just reconnect back and remain your gameplay from the place you were disconnected. Also, equally as important as your connection speed is latency, in other words, ping. Especially if you are using services that have data centers, local data centers. For example, if they only have servers in Europe, it's going to be almost impossible to play from the US, for example, or South America, because the ping is going to be just too big for you to enjoy your gameplay. So why do you even bother to create an account in some service to synchronize your gaming library to those services? So what are the main advantages of cloud gaming services, in my opinion? Well, first of all, not all of us have a good gaming PC or gaming laptop or gaming console, but sometimes we just want to enjoy a modern title that we wanted to play for a long time, but maybe we just don't have funds to build a PC, or don't have a time, don't have just energy to do it. And that's when services like cloud gaming services can be really useful, because all you have to do is create an account in one of the services, pay for a subscription, of course, synchronize your library, and choose any of the available games you want to play using different devices, as I stated in the first option. You can use smartphone, tablets, smart TV, and of course PC and a laptop. Also, a cool feature is that all the games you are playing are also stored on the remote server, so it won't take any of your disk space. And with the modern games, their size can get to crazy numbers, like more than 100 gigabytes. So even if you have a really spacious hard drive and disk space, it's still a pretty significant number. And even when you are downloading them, it still takes a lot of time. So cloud services saves your time, because the downloading is happening also on the remote service with the really high internet speed. It will take you at most 5 minutes, even if the game is extremely large. It's also the same stuff with the automatical updates. Sometimes update of the game can be really big, and it can take a lot of time for you to update it on your local device. In the case of cloud gaming, all the updates are happening in the cloud. So all the time you want to play any game, it will be the latest version of it. And about the problems you can face during your gameplay, well, first of all, the list of available games is pretty limited. There are multiple reasons for that. Most of them are connected with bureaucracy and the copyrights. So all the providers of cloud gaming services need to negotiate with the owners of the brand, of the game developers, to be able to provide this game for users. So it's possible that you won't be able to find the game you wanted to play in any of the services, but the list of available games is different between those services, and you just need to do a little bit of a research before you choose the service you want to try. Also, it's worth mentioning about input lag, or in other words, delay between the inputs that are captured from your device and the server response. It's make playing games, highly competitive multiplayer games. It makes it really challenging, because those games rely on your quick reaction, and basically from the start you are putting yourself in a disadvantage comparing with other players. But it is still possible. If you really want to, it is still possible to do it, even with this delay. Availability of services can vary by region. It's not only the cloud gaming services problem. Some of the gaming services like PlayStation Store or Xbox are just not available in some regions, in some countries. And it's also connected with the problem I already mentioned about the location of the data centers. Sometimes it's just the data center is too far away, and you will have real issues with ping. And also another problem I already mentioned is that streaming quality can fluctuate based on network conditions, affecting game graphics and resolution. And not only graphics and resolution, sound can be lagging as well. And that's, like I mentioned, usually because of the instability of your connection. And it is what it is. For now, it's the problem that we have to deal with. And that's why it's better to use the cable connection than a Wi-Fi. And I'm talking from my own experience. Here on the screen, we can see the services themselves. We can see some pretty big names here, like PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, NVIDIA, Steam, EA, and so on. Also, on the top right corner, we see a service called Stadia. It is actually a product of Google, but for some reason they were shut down last year, and now even if you visit their website, there is a big message that Stadia service was closed in 2023. And right below it, we have a service called Luna. That's the service provided by Amazon, and it's still functional. You can use it, you can buy a subscription and play games that they are providing. About the PlayStation and Xbox, those are considered to be the biggest players on the cloud gaming services market. Well, obviously, it's the console gaming service, and they are also unique because with their subscription, they also provide a package of games, which is called Game Pass. You can also see it in the Xbox service name, Xbox Game Pass, which means that after you bought the subscription, they also provide you a list of games that will be available for you to play instantly without necessity to buy it separately, like you need to do in other services. I think I didn't mention it before, but obviously you need to have a licensed copy of the game in one of the libraries like Steam or Epic Games in order to play it using cloud gaming service. And so now I would like to mention something about my own experience and two services I used in a span of, I think, around 6 months. from the time I was introduced to by a friend of mine, and the first service I used was called and is called NVIDIA GeForce Now. Pretty well known brand, NVIDIA, and their cloud gaming service was initially launched in 2015 and officially released in February 2020. Connects with digital game libraries from platforms like pretty standard list of libraries like Steam, Epic Games Store, Ubisoft Connect, and I think they also provide Origin and other libraries, but they are not that significant. Compatible with Windows, Mac, Android devices, iOS devices, Media Shield, and Chromebooks. And I think I didn't mention that some of the services give you the ability to launch a game directly from the browser tab. You just need to create an account and synchronize your library and press play, and that's going to be enough. But some of them, like NVIDIA GeForce Now, provide a native desktop application, which is, in my opinion, more convenient way to use it. So in the available library of games, there are 1,800 games, at least according to their own statistic. I couldn't find the exact number myself, but I'm pretty sure but by this moment it's even a bigger number, because the list of games is constantly updating. And something about their subscription plans. First of all, they are probably the only service that actually provide a free subscription plan, which basically means that you can create an account, synchronize one of the libraries, and try one of the games for free. You don't need to pay anything. But of course, it comes with a lot of restrictions, like the gaming session it can only be for 1 hour. And when that 1 hour ends, you will be disconnected. It doesn't mean that it's 1 hour per day, it's just a session. You can reconnect again, but that's where there is another problem. The waiting line, the queue to connect to the server is really big, because a lot of people want to try it for free. And you can spend, I don't know, maybe one or 2 hours just waiting for your server connection. Me personally, I never waited until the end. I just decided to buy a priority membership to avoid this stuff. So, like I just said, priority membership includes priority access, so you will be connected to a server instantly without waiting. It's cost around $10 per month. The price can change slightly, but usually it's around this amount. It also extends the session length from 1 hour to 6 hours, which is, I think, more than enough for one gaming session. And even if this time is coming to an end, you can just disconnect and reconnect again, and your session time will update. You will have 6 hours again. And also some pretty cool stuff to boost the quality of the image you receive, like RTX On for ray tracing. They also provide an ultimate membership, which is cost twice as much as priority membership. Also, it includes access to servers with RTX 3080, a longer gaming session, and the highest performance possible. But there is another service, pretty interesting one, mainly because it's you can say it's Ukrainian. their main office is located in Dubai, but their development offices, at least they were located in Kiev and Kharkiv. And this service was launched in 2019. Digital game libraries, the same as NVIDIA GeForce Now, but they also provide the ability to connect to Battle.net, Blizzard's Battle.net. So in theory, you can play games like World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Diablo, and all of other Blizzard games. They don't have any restrictions on session duration, so you can play any amount of time you want. Instant access if servers are free, and smart queuing in busy hours. Well, that's, I don't know if it's completely true, because in comparison with NVIDIA GeForce Now, in most busy hours, like in the weekends or in the evenings, you can spend some time waiting in line, even if you bought a subscription plan. Well, of course, if you bought a subscription plan, because Boosteroid is not providing any free plans, so in order to use their services, you will need to buy a subscription. About games that are available, the number is smaller, significantly smaller, more than twice. But here we are talking about quality of the games instead of quantity, and that's one of the reasons why I switched from NVIDIA GeForce Now to Boosteroid, because they have available games that NVIDIA didn't have. And I'm not sure if even other services provide those games. That's why Boosteroid is kind of unique, and why it's growing really fast, and is considered right now to be one of the most popular cloud gaming services. Subscription plans are pretty similar. The prices here in euros, because like maybe I mentioned, maybe not, it's their services are located only in European countries, in Central European countries, and it's currently is not available in the US. Well, the stuff you get with the subscription is pretty the same. You will get with ultra price that is more costly. You will, of course, you will get a higher performance, better image, and it's even supporting 4K resolution and up to 120 FPS. They also give the ability for you to pay an annual subscription with a slight discount for a year ahead. And I think that's all I wanted to tell you about all of these services. And if you have any questions, I will gladly answer them.